So let's write our first Python code. To do that, we need to open our notebook. So under the taskbar, you will click this icon here called Anaconda Navigator. And it's going to open a couple of applications. Now, what we are going to use in this exercise is what we call Jupyter Notebook. And when you scroll down, you will find Jupyter Notebook right here. So you will click under Launch. And now, once this is launched, this is where we are going to start writing our code. So it's going to send us directly to the web. And what comes to your screen is exactly what you're seeing here. Now, we need to write our first Python code. To do that, we are going to click on New and Python 3. If, for example, you already have another Python code that you want to open instead of creating a new one, so you will click Upload and you're going to search this in your PC. But since I assume this is your first time, so let's click on New and click on Python 3. So it is going to open this Jupyter Notebook. So what you are seeing is exactly where we are going to write our Python codes. So this one here is called a cell. And you can add more cells by simply clicking right here, and you have another extra cell coming down here. When a cell looks like this and it is written code up here, it means you can write your code in this cell, and when you run that code, it is going to execute. So for example, let's write our first Python code. Write the function print. So make sure that is going to come out as green, and then enter an opening bracket and double quote or a single quote, whichever you choose. You can use either of the two, and then write the management. And then once you have written that, you're going to add another double quote if you used a double quote here, or a single quote if you used a single quote here, and then close the bracket. And now you can come up here and click this icon here. This is where we run the cell. So when you click, it is going to write the management diary down here. So instead of using the double quote, you can also use the single quote. For example, you can do exactly the same thing by simply typing print. So you can see here we have a double quote and here we have a single quote. And when we run this cell, it is going to give us exactly the same thing. So this is called a string, and we are going to discuss more about that when we reach under the data types section. But besides writing a code, you can also input text that you're not going to output in these cells. So for instance, I said if you want to add a new cell, you're going to click up here. So I can add a couple of cells. And now I want to add a text here that is not going to be code. So I will come up here and click on this drop down arrow and select Markdown. So when now I've selected Markdown, I will type something. For example, please I have written, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Then, if I want now to execute this, I can simply click up here, run, and now this is going to be as a text, but this is actually not a code as this. You can also, for example, leave this in bold. If we want to put this text in bold, you'll simply click here, Markdown, and then after that, you can add these 2 stars, then write exactly the same thing. And add the 2 asterisks, and that would be in bold. If, for example, you want to have this in italics, you can come here and click on this cell after selecting this as Markdown, and then put the single asterisk. Then you can write another piece of text, for example, thank you. or subscribing. And then you can run. Now, congratulations, you have written your first Python code. And in future, when, for example, you are writing your code and you want to leave some information, some notes, some text, then this is how you can be organizing your work. But then we have not saved this file and renamed it. So what you will need to do is you will come up here and click on this icon. This is the save icon. So when you click here, it is always going to save. But then before we do that, we need to rename this Jupyter notebook first. So under this untitled, this is the name. And you can also see this one here, untitled.ipynb. So every other time you see ipynb, it means it is a Python notebook. So what you are going to do is you are going to click right here and rename this to something, say alpha. So our notebook is now called Alpha. To know that it has been renamed as Alpha, you can always come back here and check if it was renamed. Right now, it is written Untitled. But when you refresh, now it is going to change from Untitled to something else, which in this case is Alpha. Now, you might be having a lot of notebooks. How do you know which notebook is active or which one is running? Up here, you can click on running and you can find that alpha is actually the one that is running. But then you can also use this green icon to actually see that it is the one that is running. Now, this is the basic that you need to write your first Python code. But then we don't understand everything that we do have here. This icon here is a save icon. So every time you write a code and you want to save it, you will click here, save, and that would have been saved. Then, if you want to add an extra cell, you're going to click this plus. So it is going to add a new cell. Alternatively, you can use right here, you have a plus. So this means there's a cell below or cell above. This one here is going to cut a cell. For instance, we have this cell here and we want to cut this cell and paste it elsewhere. So we will click on this. And then once you click, once it's cut, you can come and click, let's say here, and you have this part here, it's going to paste. So we have moved it from up there down here. Alternatively, you can copy a cell instead of cutting. So instead, for example, you want this to remain here, but you also want to have it as it is. Say I want to add an extra cell here, so I will copy this to copy. Now that I've clicked here, I will click on copy. This part here is for copying, and then I will bring the cursor somewhere down here, and then I will paste. So this has stayed on the notebook. As you had already noticed earlier, this is just text at the moment. And now if we want to execute this line, we are going to click this icon here. And this icon is going to run that cell, and now it's going to be executed. Every time a cell is run, you will be seeing this number here. So this one has been successfully run because this is 4. But this one has not been successfully run. So if you want to run this again, you will bring your cursor here, and then you're going to click on this run, and now it is 5. So the management diary. Suppose you have written a very long code, and we will do this when we get to the deep learning and machine learning phase, where this code executes for a very long time, and you want to interrupt or stop the execution. You're going to use this part here to stop or interrupt the execution. So that simply means this kernel. So in most people who are now used to this work, they're going to call this a kernel. So it is going to stop running when you click this icon here. And if you want to repeat or restart the kernel, so for example, I want to do this all over again, I will simply click here and the kernel will restart. Now it's going to ask, then I will restart. But then sometimes you can write a code in several cells, or for example, you want to execute all the cells simultaneously. Instead of using this, you can bring your cursor up here, and now you're going to use this double part. So this one is going to restart the kernel and run all the cells that appear. So from this first one to this last one down here. So If I click on this, you will see now it will ask me if I want to restart the kernel, and I say restart. Now these ones will run all through from the first one to the last one. Up here, you have other alternative things that you can use, but most of the things that are here are actually a repetition of what you will need to use down here. So for example, if you want to change this kernel, this notebook, to be in dark mode, you will click on settings, and under settings you will have theme, and now you can see the theme is light, but we can change this to dark mode. Ooh, there we go. Now that is the dark mode. But then I would just like us to stick with the light mode for now. So I'll come back to settings, and then under theme, I'll come back and click on light. So we have our light mode as you can see it on the screen. Those are the most important basics